Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Next to Madison. I am excited for this episode. Well, I'm always excited for my episodes, but the guest I have on today has 3 amazing podcasts that you have to check out. She has got The Scoop. She has a podcast called Teen Mom Trash Talk. She's got a 90-Day Fiance Trash Talk. And she also has a podcast called Only in New York, along with being a stand-up comedian, so she probably doesn't sleep. I would like to bring on my guest, Tracey Carnazzo. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm so good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
I'm so excited
I haven't slept in weeks.
I just love you.
I love you.
I think you're just so great.
I think that you're wonderful, and I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, thanks.
The theme song matches your outfit.
It does. I look like, I do. I look like a country western
You
bull
look
rider.
like you're on a farm
Yeah.
right now. You're getting ready with your friends to go to the rodeo tonight.
Uh-huh.
And I think the music was matching that perfectly.
It was, right?
Yeah.
It does match the outfit. It
Yeah.
was like...
Do you change the music to the outfit, or is that just always your
Nope,
music?
that's always the music.
Do you always wear a Western outfit?
Nope.
Oh, look at I came on a lucky day.
You did. You came on like the Wild Western day.
I didn't know. I didn't get the memo.
It's a Wild Wild West. So let's talk about your Trash Talk podcast.
Yeah,
because those have been
absolutely.
extremely popular.
Yeah.
And let's start with the Teen Mom one. How did you were you just a really big Teen Mom fan? And you're like, I have to talk about this disaster.
Yeah, I'm a fan of any kind of pregnant teenagers. I have been a fan of this since I was probably a kid. I used to watch Lifetime movies, Maury Povich, anything that can is very trashy.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Out of control teens, anything with teens and unfortunate situations, I am there. And I remember when MTV was airing 16 and Pregnant and they were showing the upcoming attractions, and I was like, I am all in. I cannot wait for this. This is going to be my jam. And it was my jam. And I found all of my friends were into it, and we used to have phone calls about it. And then eventually I had so many phone calls with my friend Noelle about it that we were like, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
And that's how we started it.
And it's grown like crazy.
Yeah.
Because people just cannot get enough of this. Do you think that people I love Lifetime TV.
Yeah.
Right? And I used to love Maury Povich and Jerry Springer. And to say this selfishly enough, it made you feel better about yourself.
That's exactly why you watch it. That's the only reason you watch it. Because as bad as your life is, you're not on the side of the road with your twins that were just born while your baby daddy is fighting with the gas station attendant. Yeah, all of this stuff.
Right. It always makes you feel better.
You're like, oh, I'm not great, but...
Do you know why I like the Lifetime movies, though?
Tell me.
It's always some big, nice house.
Yeah.
So I fantasize about that. And then it's some hot dude. And then there's some hot girls, and it's
you think that everyone's just of a very high caliber looking.
Yeah, but then the psychotic drama, and you're like, God, I'm a catch.
I like when the girl gets pregnant, and then the mother raises the girl gets pregnant usually by the stepfather.
Wait, what Lifetime movie are you watching?
This is just a good formula,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
And then the girl gets pregnant, and then the mother is like, you have to keep the baby, but I'm gonna raise it as my own.
Oh.
And then they grow up as brother and sister, the kid and her. Oh, it's just that's what I live for.
Has that been done?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was you should create that.
Yeah, it's something that I live for. It's just something that
we should have a Lifetime movie date.
Yeah, it's the Scandal. Do you love Scandal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally love Scandal. And especially when it's some hot villain, you're like, whoa.
But see, I like it. I liked it when it was Lifetime. I liked it, but then reality came into it. And I was like, when it's real, it's so much better.
That's true. Because you're like, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
So do you like other reality shows like Duck Dynasty?
No, Duck Dynasty.
I don't know.
That
that matches my outfit right now.
Where are you from?
Colorado. My Duck Dynasty.
Is Colorado inside of Oklahoma?
No. I know. I'm so
Today
Western.
you're very,
I know.
very Midwestern.
So
today.
yeah, Duck Dynasty. What are some other ones? Bachelor too. Are you Bachelor?
I'm not a Bachelor fan. I do a little bit of Real Housewives here and there, a little bit of Kardashians. I just dabble. I'm not totally into it. 90 Day Fiance. I love a good TLC reality show. I'm into I Am Jazz. Have you ever heard of that show?
No.
Jazz is a transgender girl.
Okay.
And it's like showing her growing up. I think it started when she was around like 14, 15 years old. And now she's like 19.
Wow.
And it's like showing her journey. I love that. Yeah, anything that's like TLC is great. MTV is great. I love a good catfish.
Yeah. Have you ever been catfished?
No, I have never been catfished because I don't talk to people online because I don't trust anyone.
So you were never. I know you're in a relationship now,
Yeah.
but you've never been on those apps.
I went on Match.com years ago when it was first out, right?
Okay.
So I guess I was probably around like 21. And I went on Match.com and I met one guy and we met down in New York City and he was from Jersey and he goes, "Hey, do you want to go to like my favorite bar?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'd love to go to your favorite bar." Because I feel like, he's taking me somewhere that's like special to him. And he tells me, he's like, "Okay, well, it's on McDougal Street. It's called Off the Wagon." So basically what he was saying, and I know that a lot of listeners don't live in New York City, this is like the most touristy bar for someone to go to.
If you're
if you're like
21.
a frat boy.
Yeah. If you're in college.
It's probably the only bar he ever heard of in New York City. So I get there first and I get myself a drink and I'm sitting there and I have a drink and then he comes. Oh, no, actually, I'm lying. I come in and I wait for him to get a drink. And he comes over to me and he gets himself a drink and he comes and he sits with me. Now, I don't have a drink. So I wait for him to offer me a drink. I wait like 5-10 minutes. Nothing's happening.
Oh, my gosh.
So I go, "All right, well, I guess I'm going to get myself a drink." And he goes, "Okay, cool. Can you get me another one too?" He's like, "It's like Kettle One and Club."
Wow.
And I didn't know what to do, so I got it for him.
Okay.
So I drank my drink. He drank his drink. And I was like, I got to get out of here. This guy is off.
Yeah.
So I pretended. I was like, "Listen, let's wrap up the night." It wasn't going really well. He was a social worker from Jersey. He probably, he wasn't wrapped all too tightly. So I had an escape plan. My friend had a bar right across the street. It was this little bar called Alibi. It was downstairs. It was right across from Off the Wagon.
Okay.
So I had him he walked me to my car and he tried to kiss me. And I was like, "Are you insane?" I was like, "No, thank you." And I got in my car and I waited in my car until he got in his car. He walked away and I couldn't see him anymore. And then I went back into my friend's bar. And do you know that he followed me? He followed me and he was standing behind me when I was walking in. And he's like, "I knew you weren't really leaving."
Oh, my. So how'd you get rid of him?
So I was like, "I have to go talk to my friend. He's the bartender here. And like, I need to go talk to my friend. Excuse me, please." So I went in and I was just hanging out with my friend then. That night he called me and he's like, he texted me and he was like, "I had a great time." He's like, "Do you want to do that again?"
You were like, "Yeah,
And
if you
like,
pay."
I can't meet people like this.
Yeah.
This isn't going to work out for me.
Oh, my. So you never went back on that?
Yeah, I was like, that's it. I can't judge someone about the way they look either.
Well,
it doesn't work out for
catfishes,
me.
That's not them.
Right, but
It's a different picture.
I like to connect with someone in person.
Me too.
And then even if I wasn't like initially physically attracted to you, I like to then discover that I am because you're so nice.
Yeah. No, I recently went on the apps and I've actually had very lovely experiences.
Really?
Yeah. I've met, but I'm like, I kind of go through
Do you go
that. Like, I
what's
don't give
what's
my
your
number until I like know.
Sure.
Well, first of all, I'm very honest that I'm looking for marriage, that I want to have kids,
Right.
that I'm Christian, that I'm moderate, that I have all these things.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know what you're getting before you swipe.
Okay.
These are my pictures.
Right. You're not going to put out on the first date.
No,
Yeah.
never.
Yeah.
I had a thing where I was like, I'm not going to put out till I'm in a relationship, but I recently broke that.
Listen,
So yes, I got laid.
but you put it out there.
Yeah, and so
If it happens, it happens.
the people that just want to bang,
Yeah.
you aren't going to swipe on my profile.
Okay, so we're
Like, they're,
eliminating
like,
them right
left.
away.
Yeah. 'Cause-
80% out right away.
So they've been good. I mean, they haven't been all like what I've liked, and some guys I think like I liked them more, and they, but it's a game.
Have you gone out with guys that you weren't necessarily physically attracted to, but you were like, "Oh, I think maybe I could, vibe with this guy"? Or are you going right on attraction? You're like, "Nope, nope, nope."
Yeah, I gotta feel it because I'm like, I'm looking for marriage,
Sure.
not like a boyfriend, so I'm not wasting anyone's time.
Yeah.
Like, there's been guys that have been like, let's do this again, and then I'll be like, I don't want to waste your time. You're a
Right.
nice guy, like, I just don't really see the fit. And he goes, yeah, I thought the same thing, but I was going to give it a shot. But he had already called me multiple times.
Sure.
So I was like, wow, this guy really puts rejection right back in your face.
That's what men do. I went out with one other guy on an app, and he was so nice. He was so nice, but he wanted to make out at the end of the date. I was not feeling it.
Yeah.
I was not interested. And then he insisted the second date be at his house.
Yeah,
And
that is such a red flag.
Yeah,
as
and I
soon
was
as they
like-
say, like, come to my house, be like, I'm not coming to your house until we're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or if I decide I want to go there.
I was like, oh no. Like, I'm not looking for you to pay for everything for me. So that's not what I'm looking for. So, because I think some guys are like, oh, she just wants to keep getting dinners out of me. And it's like, I'll split the bill with you. Like, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I'm not going into your house. And he
Right.
was so adamant about it. And I was like, okay, but just no. Like, it's not going to happen. And he pushed. And then I said no. And he didn't text me for like 3 weeks. And then he texted me and he was like, just to let you know, I just wanted to have sex with you.
Yeah, you think?
And I'm like, okay. I was like, I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
I wasn't like waiting for you to text me though, just letting. And he's like, well, if you're not going to have sex with me, I'm going to have sex with other women. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. He's like, it's not going to be you.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, that was the plan.
How old was this guy?
37.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. So
So
he was just really looking for.
Yeah. And then I think about that and I'm like, I need to just stay where I am. These relationships, like, you just have to find someone who has the same values as you.
Yes.
And that's it. That's it.
And that you still want to bang.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that's important too.
I mean, that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is if they have a lot of money,
okay.
you stay put. I think the next time, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 4 years, but I think that the next guy I look for when we break up is just going to be cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like,
I know. It's easier said than done, though. I've dated some extremely wealthy men, and it was hard for me. I never dated them because of it.
Right. It just
they
so happened.
Came with it.
Sure.
And sometimes it allows them to think that they always have the power.
Yes.
And I don't want a power dynamic struggle. I want a partner. So
course.
it doesn't matter if you're a fucking billionaire and I'm not. That's fine. But
we're equals in the relationship.
Yeah, don't make me feel like you're somehow better than me and you already got a foot out the door because you're going to go start your yacht up in South Beach.
Right.
Like, that's not how
If you're
going to
do that, you just have to give me the money.
Yeah. So I went on a date with another guy who obviously was very successful, and that was great. And I was like, well, he's so down to earth. He's great. I can deal with this. I'm not getting into another power dynamic. But same thing. The most minuscule thing gets altered and they're out.
Yeah.
Because they think people are disposable.
Yes.
That was my issue. And I'm like, I think I want to be rich and then be the one that's like, bye. Yeah.
Well, at the bottom line of that is you don't have the same values.
Yeah, exact. That's true.
And that's really
so
what
they
it
did
is.
me a favor.
Speaking of values, I want to be one of these people that have pay pigs. Have you heard of this?
No.
So pay pigs are guys that just send you money and you just yell at them because
I could do that.
Yeah, of course you could do that. This is my goal in life, is to become the object of affection to a pay pig.
Wait, so do you have to be with them?
No, you never even meet them.
Where do you go online?
Just online.
How
Just
do you
online.
do this?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Let's figure this
I have a
out.
few friends that do it. A few comics do it, actually. And you need to get these guys get humiliated, right? That's what
do they
like.
record you and then turn you in? You're like, no, I was paid to do that. I'm an actress.
You don't have to do anything. Okay, so let's pretend. Okay. So you're the girl.
Okay.
I'm the pay pig.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll be like, hey, I'm going to give you $100 today. And you're like, good.
Oh,
do
good.
it.
I'm going to buy some sexy lingerie.
No.
Oh.
Don't talk to them at all.
I'm already fired.
You're like,
Okay.
send it to me right now.
Okay. I could do this.
Right? And then they're like, I'm going to send you the money. And you're like, don't talk to me unless you fucking send me the money.
Oh.
And then they're like, oh my God. Okay. I'm going to send you the money. And then they send the money.
Like via Venmo?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you're like, that's right. You sent me the money. You piece of shit.
That's
Yeah,
it?
This is it.
That's it?
That's it.
We got to find this out. Yeah. Who are the
And you're
comics
just
that
super
are...
mean to them.
Who are the comics? That
Just
are
a few
doing this?
different girls. I'll tell you about it after.
But
yeah.
what if they record you and then you become
Record
famous?
you doing what though?
Well, it's online.
But what are you doing? Just telling them that they're a piece
You're
of shit?
being mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then if they're like, wow, this girl's a real piece of shit, like when you become famous, that would be my fear.
That would be hilarious though.
I'd be like, no, that was an acting job.
If it comes out, they're like,
I was real desperate.
You've been yelling at men online to give you money? No, who cares? It's hilarious.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah, it's like a whole like underground thing. It's
so
like
you don't have to like suck, fuck, hang.
you don't even meet them.
Oh, I love it. This is amazing.
This is all online. This is no
we
pictures.
We should see
nothing.
how much money we can make and then go to Bloomingdale's and shop.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Ooh, let's get new Gucci bags from our paycheck.
I would love to do this.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Let's do it.
You need like a small goal and then you accomplish it.
It's like I got my real job for my rent.
Right?
This is going to be my shopping money.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah. And when the coronavirus clears up, it'll be my travel money.
Yeah. And also, I mean, you don't really need much travel money for the coronavirus. I mean, the round trip tickets.
Oh my God, they're nothing now.
Yeah. It's like $12 to go to Bermuda.
I run the risk. I'm like, listen, I got an immune system, you know? So who are some of your favorite characters on, let's talk about actually 90 Day Fiance.
Sure.
Right? Because I'm somebody who would love to meet somebody and get married, but I don't want to just settle. It's my worst fear. So would I be a good character for 90 Day Fiance?
I think that you could be, but you would have to really be able to like, you would have to be able to change your life. And I don't know if I would want to sacrifice. So if you're going to be bringing someone over, right? That would be what you would be doing. You'd have to meet someone in a different country and you'd have to bring someone over.
It's all green card.
It's all green card. So it's all based on K-1 visas. So it's not like a game show. It's not, they're looking at couples that have met naturally, either online or whatever, and they're in a relationship and they're applying for a K-1 visa. So a K-1 visa is a real thing, and it is issued by the United States, and it's a 90-day visa saying that this person's going to come over to the United States for 90 days. If you do not get married within 90 days, they have to go back to their country. So 90 days isn't like set by the production company. It's not set by the show.
It's set by
This is a law. This is a law. But this is the thing. So say you bring over some guy from London.
Okay.
Things don't work out with you guys and you get divorced. You are still responsible for him for 10 years. So if he goes on welfare, you have to pay his welfare back. You have to support him because you're basically signing a document saying like,
that's terrible.
I am responsible for this person that I'm bringing into the country.
Oh, hell no.
Right.
So why does anyone sign up for this shit?
Love. They're in love. Or so they think.
So they get cast and they're like, I'm going to find my man. And
no, they get cast after they're in a relationship. So the casting is looking for people who are already in a relationship, right? So it's not like a game show. It's not like how Love is Blind was. Are you watching that?
No, I haven't started.
Love is Blind on Netflix is phenomenal.
Is that going to be the next podcast?
That it's too quick. It was 10 episodes. It was like one and done kind of thing. And I'm sure they'll cast another season.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Love is Blind because they basically didn't know who they were.
Right. So is
it like The Bachelor?
Sort of. It's so there's what they call pods. Pods are almost like confessionals.
Okay.
And you can't see the other person. So there's speed dating in these pods. And they're dating for like 1 or 2 weeks, and you're meeting.
But you can't see the person.
You can't see any of these people, but you're dating. So you're taking notes, and you're like, all right, well, today I'm going to see Dave, and then I'm going to see Mark, and then I'm going to see Mike, and you take these notes, and you see who you connect with.
Yeah.
And then you go on more and more dates with the people you like, and then at the end of the week or two, some people have chosen to propose. So the couples that end up proposing, after they propose, the next day they meet each other in person.
After they propose.
Right. So now they're engaged. All the couples that are engaged go to Mexico on vacation for a week or two.
After they've met or they meet in
Mexico. They meet and then they go to Mexico. Then when they get back from Mexico, they move in together in this apartment complex that's provided by the show. They move into an apartment together. Then they get married. But here's the thing.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Oh, I'm so ready.
All right. So say you're dating a guy, right? He proposed to you. Great. You go to Mexico. You move in together. It's your wedding day.
Okay.
You're at the altar. The officiant is like, do you take this man to be your husband? And you're like, I do. And then they're like, do you take this woman to be your to be your wife? The guy could say no. The girl could say no. So you're seeing if these people are really going to choose it. And some people did say, I don't.
Wow.
Right at the altar. And that's when they found out that the other person didn't want to really marry them.
And do they cry?
Yeah. Of course they cry.
But here's the thing. If you're in a blind pod and you're just having a conversation and you can't see the person, you guys are vibing, the values. Can you at least reach under the table to see what kind of size you're working with?
You're not even in the same room.
Like you can't even do hand
You're not
jobs?
even in the same room.
Shit.
You're in a totally different room, but there's a wall separating you.
Do they tell you like what nationality they are?
Nope.
Nothing.
No. They don't describe their looks at all. It's only about like just talking.
So no race, no religion.
No,
nothing.
this is like back in the day. You're in a chat room. You don't know the person. You can't send a picture. You don't have a camera. You don't have a scanner.
This is awesome. I wish I thought about this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm looking. I'm like, I could probably do this. Like, I would like the fantasy because I like the fantasy part of it.
Yeah.
I like the whole, have like a long distance boyfriend that you're never really gonna meet. Like, I'm into that.
Totally.
But I'm not into the actual marrying part because then I'd be like,
yeah,
this guy. But it was fun when we were in the pods, right?
So wait, why do you love 90 Day Fiance so much then?
I love it because there's always, not always, but a lot of times there's one person that's scamming the other person, but they are so blind to it. They don't know.
Oh, so that's where the juice comes
Right.
in.
So right now we have Lisa and Usman. Lisa is here in America. Usman is in Nigeria. Lisa's like 52. Usman is like 30. He told her that he's a rapper. He's a famous rapper in Nigeria. He's not.
Okay.
He's probably, he has a mixtape. Lisa's wildly in love with him. She's an awful looking, like she's a 50 whatever year old, but like she's a rough 52. Like she's not
like laid in the sun.
Laid in the sun and forgot forever.
Yeah, right.
And then smoked 12 packs of cigarettes. Like she's not well.
Okay. That is hilarious.
And so he just wants to get to America, but he tells her that he loves her. And she really believes it. And it's like, yes.
They've never met though?
They're meeting now because right now what's on is before the 90 days. And it's like, yes, I want to see this. But they've been in an online relationship for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So there was no nudes sent back and forth?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they've
nudes.
seen each other.
They've seen each other. Some people catfish. So, there's been situations where it's been a catfish.
Oh, I have to remind you, I did get catfished.
Really?
Once, 2013.
Tell me about this.
Oh, my God. So I swiped right on a Ivy League lacrosse player.
Oh, did he go to Harvard? Yeah, I know him. He had a little sweater.
Yeah, right.
I know.
Okay.
I'm familiar.
That's what I thought I was hooking up with, right? So we do our first date at a coffee shop. No, I got the Princeton actuary who probably never left his dorm room.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And I'm like,
were they
you're
his
not
pictures?
Him. No, not his pictures at all. He stole this guy's pictures.
I got to tell you, that is ballsy. I like him. I like him because he literally showed up like you weren't going to notice.
Yeah, he came up and he goes, "Are you Madison?" I go, "Yeah, who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Jake." And I go, "No, you're not." And he goes,
all right, first of all, his name is Blake.
Yeah. I go, "No, you're not." And he goes, "Yes, I am." And I go, "This is not the guy." Yeah, I used somebody else's pictures because I knew you would never meet me if you saw my real face. And I'm like,
did you leave immediately?
Now I feel bad because I'm like, first of all, listen, you sit down, let's get a coffee.
Typical woman bullshit. Let me tell you something, Madison. We feel bad that men lie to us. Do you see what just happened?
Right. But you know what I did? I took it a step further.
Tell me.
Right? I said, you need to sit down. I said, let's talk. I said, your lack of self-esteem is extremely sad. You're not for me, but you're for somebody.
Sure.
You probably have a good job.
That was nice of you.
You have good education. Let's change the pictures. We redid his profile
Stop
at the Starbucks.
You did an intervention with your catfish.
Yeah, I did. And then I got right on my way. I did.
Do you think he found love? I wish you guys would have kept in touch.
He was like, "Can we be friends?" And
that's a reality show right there.
Probably not. I know it is, totally. Let's write that down.
Write that down. That's
That is
perfect idea. That's actually a sitcom.
I know, it is,
Oh,
totally.
I love this.
Oh, that is
Catfish intervention. That is beautiful.
I know.
I love that you did that. That was so ballsy.
I know. But yeah, I helped him, and then he was like, "Can we hang out?" I'm like, "No.
No. We can't hang out. You're a liar.
You're a liar." Right, exactly.
You're a liar. Go find a girl that doesn't know you're a liar.
But I did. I talked to him. I was like, "What are your traits? What do you want? What are you looking for? Are you close with your family?" I'm like, put it in there. Put it in there.
Wow.
And he wasn't like busted, but he wasn't
He wasn't that picture.
He wasn't the Yale lacrosse dude.
Was he smart? Where did he go to school?
He went to Princeton. The guy in the picture went to Yale because he literally went on a website. He must have known this guy.
He must have Googled Yale.
And then took his photo. And I'm like, damn, this guy's got like the lacrosse
He
hair. And
must
I used to
have Googled sexual assault.
Exactly right. I play lacrosse. He must have and I used to be a huge lacrosse prostitute back in the day. Right. So it was like, oh fuck yeah, like the lacrosse guys.
That's also a reality show.
Lacrossetitutes Anonymous. Okay, girls, we need to switch our sports because the lacrosse players make no money. So we're going to become puck fucks.
Wow. Is this what you're doing now? Are you just I would like to be I think I would be more into football players, the body type wise, but basketball players make a ton more money.
Oh, I didn't. What about baseball players?
I
just don't know.
A lot of them are old.
I don't know what they're called. Like basketball is jersey chasers.
Oh, really? I don't know about this.
Yeah, there was lacrossetitudes, puck fucks is hockey.
Lacrossetitudes is my favorite.
For short, laxtitude.
Hilarious.
Oh my god, you have to go. Honestly, okay. I think there's a new league called the PLL started by this guy, Paul Rebel. I want to get him on my podcast. Interested, because I grew up playing lacrosse.
Paul, if you're listening.
Yeah, come on the podcast. I don't want to fuck him. He's not my type. Trust me. Paul, don't want to fuck you. Sorry.
Paul, you might have a shot, Paul.
Yeah, no. I'm going to do an interview. So they come, and they'll probably come to the stadium and play.
Right.
Just go to any of these fucking, like, Long Island Lizards or whatever.
Right.
Any of these. Nobody's really
I don't know
there.
if I want to date a Long Island Lizard.
No, you won't. But you'll see.
You see the
young
lacrossetitudes.
lacrossetitudes, right?
Are they beautiful?
I mean, they are when they're in college.
Right.
Because they're like, I like that his parents have money.
Right.
Because I feel like most lacrosse players have trust funds.
Right.
I mean, not all, but it was just,
Wishful
it was
thinking.
one of those sports that you're like,
Do you know that I didn't even know what that was? I grew up in Queens, New York. Like, we didn't have that.
Really?
Yeah, that was a Long Island sport. We literally
Which is like
did
on
not
the
have
border.
Yeah, but it was just a different culture.
I know. It was like, and when I grew up in Colorado, it was a very East Coast thing, but it was the fastest growing sport in Colorado.
Really?
So all the guys, but the hottest fucking guys played lacrosse.
Really?
I remember, I got to say it, and I'll admit it because it's been a long time, but I dated a guy my senior year of high school, and I went to prom with him, and I was never attracted to him. Honestly, I liked him because he was an All-American lacrosse player.
Really?
That
you
was
just like
it.
the status.
Literally.
I love that.
Yeah. But
You
why
were like,
can't I
I
do
need
that
to
with a
have-
billionaire?
Because it gets old really quick. And that's because
Right.
women are more, I think that we are more genuine
Yeah.
than men sometimes. And at the end of the day, like, great, I have a billionaire boyfriend, but like,
That's too stressful.
I would also like some kind of connection with someone.
Yeah. That's why it's like make your own money and then you get to pick your own honey.
Exactly.
You know?
And then if you make too much of your own money, you get a honey that just drains the shit out of you.
Yeah. Or
No?
you can
Okay,
just
wait, maybe-
control them.
oh.
I feel like you could control them.
True.
You know what I'm
You just-
saying?
yeah,
You're
you
like,
just buy
you
a
do
man.
not get your allowance today.
Wow. Oh. This is a different kind of podcast.
I know.
But there's definitely a website for that somewhere. Mommy allowance.
There's a woman I know. I don't really know her well. I know of her. She's like a sex guru, but she only dates men under 30.
Ugh.
But she's over 60.
No matter how old you are, who would ever want to date a man under 30?
But she pays for everything.
I didn't want to date a man
I
under
don't
30
either.
when I was 20.
I know. Me neither.
Never.
But now I feel like I used to be into older guys,
Yeah.
and now they're getting significantly younger. Not younger than me, but like I'm like I want to date somebody that graduated the same year of college as me. Like we have
Right.
so much in common.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
same generation. And also, as you get older, I don't want to wipe somebody's ass
Well,
when I'm
that's
in
a
my
big-
60s.
That's a big thing.
That's
He's
the
gonna
pro-
have
people
to
don't
have,
think about that.
If you date an old guy, he's gonna have kids from a different marriage that are
Yeah.
gonna take care of him, and you could give him back to them eventually. Because you don't need custody of an old guy.
Well, people don't think about that. They think,
Oh, I think about that all
this
the time.
rich guy. Well, I mean, these little girls.
No,
but
you
maybe
ha-
those girls don't have much of a future, so they're
Right.
like, well, fuck it.
I don't want custody. I don't want
Yeah.
kids, so I don't want custody of an old
That's
person
true.
either.
Yeah. But people don't think about that. But I remember when I was 28, I dated a 47-year-old.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
And my parents, well, at that time.
Yeah.
But when you're 68, not so sexy.
Right.
No,
Yeah, well, that's
so sexy.
That's the whole thing.
Kind of disgusting.
We're getting older. That is the problem. We're getting older.
Yep.
But I still never want to date a man under 30 years old.
Oh, I don't either.
Never.
I don't want to date a man over 50.
Yeah,
Like,
so that's the sweet spot. I would
mine's
say
getting really
30
narrow
to
now.
What is your age range on your apps?
Right now it's 36 to 47.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Mm-hmm. I really don't, because I don't want to go above 10 years.
Right, and then you also need someone who can find them, who has found themselves.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like I don't want like a man who's like, yeah, I want a young piece of ass.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can I take him shopping? No thanks.
Because
dude.
then they trade you in eventually.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And that is subconsciously, I think, a woman's biggest fear.
Oh, it's happened to me.
What?
Yeah, I had an ex-boyfriend. He was my boss.
Oh,
And
okay.
I got laid off when he was on a business trip, and he didn't even know. It was a company layoff. We started dating, and then
Okay, so you weren't banging the boss. You started dating.
We started dating after I got laid off.
He got you laid off.
That was his in. He was like, "Hey, sorry about the layoffs." And it's like, you weren't even nice to me when we worked together. We weren't like close when we worked together at all. And then he started hitting on me, and I took the bait. And we started dating, and we were together for years. And then eventually, he left me for a sales planner. And I was like,
my God.
yeah, I mean, I should have seen this coming.
That's true, but it still hurts in the moment.
It hurt in the moment. It wasn't great.
You feel.
Yeah, but you know
everybody
what?
wants to feel wanted.
At the end of the
Wanted is a
day,
good thing.
he's going to trade her in.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's what happens. That's what men in power do.
yeah,
They just trade him in.
yeah. That's my concern.
Yeah.
I want somebody who I like lift up and they lift me up and we're a team.
You want a partner.
Yeah, like
A real person.
I always thought about that when I got married. It was like, a lot of my friends have their own bank accounts. They put money into a joint account that pays for the household expenses. Like, and I thought, yeah, but I'm like, no. Like,
Right.
I don't want a divorce. Like, if I profit, I want my husband to profit.
Okay.
If my husband profits, I want to profit. I don't want this like, well, you made more this month, so pony up.
Right, like you
Like,
need to get another job if you can't pay your half of the mortgage.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, that's called a roommate.
Yes. Right. And so I get on, it's like having your own account for like shopping and
Sure.
things like that. But at the same time, like if your husband IPOs this company, you should benefit off that. Or if you IPO your company,
I love that
you
these are
should
the things that you're talking about. You're like, if my fictional husband makes it big, like when he sells off part of this company, I think that I should get. It's like,
and vice versa.
Yeah, no, that's so generous of you.
Yeah. Like if I like all of a sudden start making more money, I need a man that's a manly man that's going to be like,
When you IPO the podcast,
right, exactly.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Or some like sex toy. Who knows? I don't know.
I like that these are your options.
You just never, you want them to bet. I just feel like it would be too complicated. Like you need to get on the same page about how much to save, what your retirement
you
plans
have
are.
to find someone that shares your values.
But this whole like keep everything separate.
Do you put this in your profile?
No, but I should.
You should.
That just became a new value.
Ooh, okay.
Like
you need to keep
within the last 4 months.
You need to keep notes on your phone. You're like,
here's
ooh,
my
that's
new
a
value. I want somebody I can share with, and likewise.
I only like medium-sized dogs.
And a mediocre cock.
Right.
No, I'm just,
well.
I'm just kidding.
That's easy enough to find. I'll tell
Don't
you
want
that
to be
much.
stretched out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little girl. No, I'm just kidding.
You could take a monster cock.
No,
Let's
what?
get real. We all know it.
Oh, God. That would hurt. No, because I like the back door sometimes. You know?
Really?
Sometimes.
That's wild.
But only in a relationship.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't have. That's just crazy. I feel like you're adventurous. I feel like I learned something new about you.
I know. I am more adventurous.
I didn't think of you as an
But
anal.
I do not have
but here
sex
we are.
outside of a relationship
Okay.
anymore.
And I hate to keep saying this, but as we get older, I need a connection with someone.
You do.
You really just do. When you were younger, it was just, I mean, I don't know. When I was younger, it was just so much more fun.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I don't know if we're really lining up here.
Do you want to know what one of my first date questions is?
Tell me.
And it's not awkward because you're like in the moment and you're like, how's your family? Like, what's your family like? How is it where you grew up?
Do you like anal?
What's your relationship with your mom? And does she like anal? No, I'm just kidding.
He's like, my mom is such an ass slut. You guys are going to get along swimmingly.
Right. I only have one sister because she just took it up the ass for the last 10 years.
My dad
and
was
then-
like, please, honey, please. And she was like, no. You know what I like.
It's exactly right.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, so it's like you always got to talk about the family and make sure they get along with it. Because I'm telling you, if some guy says, I just can't, my parents drive me fucking crazy. I hate going home. I'd be like,
yeah, red
check.
flag. Red flag.
Huge red flag.
Can I give you another good first date question?
Yeah.
It weeds out a lot of wackos.
Okay.
Who's your best friend?
Ooh.
I've dated a few guys that don't really have a best friend.
But what if they have a lot of best friends?
Good. Tell me about them all.
Okay.
But
that's
don't
a good
tell
one.
me like,
because I don't want an antisocial butterfly.
No, but you want someone who can connect with people.
Yeah.
So if you have someone that doesn't like, you have a best friend.
Yeah.
Of course. We all have best friends.
Yeah.
We all, and it's like, if
when you get older, you have best friends in different categories.
Right.
You know
but
what
like
I'm
if I
saying?
asked you who are your best friends, plural even, you can give me a list.
Exactly.
If you had to think and sit and like, well, I don't, I mean, I guess me and Charlie are close. Like that's a problem.
That is a
big problem.
Red flag.
I want you to be like, Andrew's
like
my
that.
best friend. We've been friends since college. Blah blah. Like I need an answer. Also,
I like when people are friends with people from
childhood.
Childhood.
Yes, and that's another one.
Yeah.
How long have you known? Do you have any friends from childhood?
That's a big one too.
Yeah, because I dated a guy with 0 childhood friends. I'm like, that's a problem. You're a crazy person.
Yeah.
You made
or
no
maybe they grew
connections?
up and somebody was mean to them, but I don't know. But
You're a crazy person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nerd. No. Get some fucking
I don't want to date any losers that didn't have
I know,
friends.
right?
Yeah, it's a big question. I think that is the biggest tip I can give anyone.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What are some other tips you have? I feel like you're just
If they
stacked
have
with
kids, and
information.
this might not be something that you would prefer, but if they do have kids, I want to know: are you on good terms with your baby mama? You
Good
have
question.
to be. You have to
Excellent.
be. I would date a guy with kids, but he would have to be on great terms with his baby mama.
Oh yeah, because she would make your life a living
It's
hell.
not only
if you
that.
weren't.
There's something wrong with him then because they are not connecting. If they could connect and they're like on the same page, it's like, oh, well, he's a good guy. I
Yeah.
mean, think about like if you had a kid with someone, you would hope that, you had something with them,
Of course.
right? And then God forbid you broke up, you want the best for the kid because you're a good
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's like, so then why were you dating a bad person or why are you a bad
That's
person?
a really good question.
Yeah, I like when I could date you. You just have to be on good terms with your baby mama. Before I meet the kid, I want to meet her to make sure that she wants me to meet the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to meet anyone's kid, but I'm just
Right. But in case you did.
Right.
In case the billionaire came along.
right. And he was like,
with a baby carriage.
"Hello, can I meet the mother of this child?"
I feel like because you could be like my dating coach. I could
do it.
Because like I went on a date with a guy,
Mm-hmm.
right? He was one of those guys that owned a company, very successful, but that's not why I liked him.
Okay.
He was honestly funny. We laughed. I liked the sound of his voice.
Sure.
He was just cool. Like he was just like a guy, like a guy's guy, you know?
Yeah.
And then we went on a second date and we laughed. I mean, I showed up kind of drunk because I had to go to like
All right. Well, that's
drinks.
a different problem.
Well, drinks like with a client before, but not a prostitution, like a casting person. So I didn't realize I had 2 glasses of wine at the place, but it was all fun.
Sure.
Everything was fun. Every date went great. Then we were supposed to have another date, and I realized he doesn't really reach out unless I reach out.
Okay.
Type thing. Maybe it's because we're still getting to know each other. And then we had to reschedule a date.
Okay.
And so he goes, "What about next week?" And I was honest, and I just said, I said, I would love to do next week, but I'm starting to get the feeling that you're just not that into me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
Never heard from the guy again. That was
Okay.
it.
So then maybe he wasn't that into you.
He wasn't.
That's okay.
That was it. But I was so shocked because the dates went so well. So I was dumbfounded.
Yeah.
was
I
like,
mean,
what
sometimes
the
it's just
heck?
not. Sometimes it's not. It's usually not about you. I will say that. It's
true.
usually not about you. So I started reading this book. It's called The 4 Agreements. I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard about it.
No.
So one of the agreements is never take anything personally. My therapist recommended this book.
What is it called again?
It's called The
Repeat
4 Agreements.
The 4 Agreements. Okay.
Okay, so one of them is never take anything personally.
Love it.
It's never about you.
You're right.
It's just never about you. Even in situations where you're like, okay, if I went on a date with someone and they didn't like me, that is literally about me. How is that not about me? That's 100% about me. But when you really think about it, it's not. It's about the
What
other
they
person.
want.
Yeah. They weren't looking for that. It's not about you. You didn't do anything wrong.
great-
You are who you are.
That's a great. Wow.
Right. And if someone says something nasty to you, if I say, I think you're ugly. I just do. I'm looking at you. I don't like your face. I think you're ugly.
Yeah.
Who do you feel bad?
Well, it depends on my age and the amount of alcohol
Me.
I've
I'm
consumed.
telling you right now. You're ugly.
No, because I know that you're making a joke.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I think you're ugly. How do you feel?
And it hurts.
Okay, but it's not about you. This is about me. I'm a
Yeah.
mean person.
Aha.
What kind of person would say that?
I know. That's true. That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's
it's always,
wow.
no matter what someone says to you, it's always about them.
Yeah.
Because if you're a nice person.
So if somebody's kind of like, if we're a comedian, so
Okay.
if we're at a show
Sure.
and a newer comic or an older comic it's just a fucking comic, whoever
Sure.
they are, comes in and they're kind of just like, hey.
Yeah, it's
And
about
kinda-
them.
It is.
It's
It's
100%
jealousy or it's
They cannot level with someone. They
issues
can't connect
or-
with people. Maybe they have social anxiety and they're trying to hide it. Maybe they don't think that they're good enough, so they have to treat you like shit to make themselves feel more important.
I like that.
Yeah, it's never about you.
So I think all people that are dating should really read this. Or
Yes.
even I think all people should
All
read
people
this.
should read it, but it's really good for dating. If you go into dating, I think at least
Okay.
with the kind of like, I don't know this person. You're going on a date with a stranger when, like, literally a stranger when you're
Yeah.
online dating.
Yeah.
You have to remember something. You have no attachment to this person. This is a stranger. If he doesn't want to call me anymore, he doesn't have to call me. He owes me nothing. He's a stranger.
Yeah.
Even if we have a great time, and it's the same way with you. If you have a good time with some guy and you just don't want to call him ever again, and he's a stranger.
Yeah,
you don't know him
have to.
anything.
You're right.
And that's okay. It's not about you.
So what do you think about the whole ghosting and the fizzle out phenomenon?
I don't think it's kind.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of mean. But then, like, also,
Because ghosting doesn't happen after a first date. It happens after you've kind of been seeing each other a while.
sometimes
That's
it
when
happens.
it's ghosting.
Well, right, because that's when it hurts more.
Because
I
if you
think.
don't get called after a first date,
You're
it's
like, that didn't
you
work
just
out.
didn't make the cut.
Right.
Like they weren't for you're not what they're looking for, and they shouldn't be what you're looking for now.
Right, but I mean, ghosting is saying something.
Right.
And that's what we have to kind of accept. So if you go into a date like, listen, this is a stranger. I'm going to see if I would connect with him. I'm going to
Yeah.
see if I would even want to be friends with him.
Good call.
You know, you don't even put sex on the table. Don't even put a romantic relationship on the table. Do I connect with you? Do I want to see you again? Do I want to spend any time with you? Too many times I hear my girlfriends call me and be like, he never called me again. And I'm like, okay, what did you like so much about him? Well, he was really cute. And I'm like, okay, but he was a stranger. You don't even know if you liked him.
really
And now
good.
you're taking on hurt from someone you didn't even know? No.
It's personal rejection that they're taking.
Right. But it's not
It's-
about you.
Yeah. So
It's
then
just not about
should-
you.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Because I always used to think like I'm a strong woman
Mhm.
and I'm a ball buster and I'm kind of a tomboy, and I remember I used to be kind of ashamed of it, thinking, maybe men won't really like me because I'm not that girl. I'm girly girl in some ways, but
But don't you want a man
I'm
that likes
Coors
exactly
Light,
who you
beer
are?
drinking, burping, blah blah blah, like only when it's appropriate. Now, as you get older and you
Yeah.
get more confident, now I'm like, take me as I am.
Right.
If you want somebody who's gonna go around and just fucking do
Eventually,
what you say,
we are
bye,
what we are.
that ain't gonna be
Exactly, because eventually we
because I'm
are
fun.
ourselves.
I'm like a little frat boy, but I'm fun. But
You
I'm
have
still
to-
a girl.
You have to find someone that accepts you for exactly who you are.
Exactly.
We cannot make a mold of ourselves, and we
No.
cannot fit something that we aren't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're all made in the eyes of God or in the eyes of the universe, whatever you believe,
Mm-hmm.
to be perfect.
But
we're
you're who you
perfect
are.
too.
No one else is like
Exactly.
you. No one else is like you. And you know what? There is a guy out there, and there's probably more than one guy out there looking for a woman exactly like you.
Exactly. Fun that you can laugh with.
Yeah, but
like dirty
exactly
jokes.
every combination of exactly who you are. So why try to force this nasty lawyer that you're going on a date with to be with you because you think he's cute? Why try to force that when there's a guy that's just accepting of you?
Yeah.
I think that when
this
it's
is true.
when it's
I like
real,
this.
it's easy. You know, if
And that's when they say it's real, meaning like it's the one.
yeah,
It's easy. It shouldn't be difficult.
sure. Well, I saw this meme. I was like on Instagram. I always read like these inspirational quotes, these like silly memes, and it says like, if you're not sure if he likes you or not, he doesn't.
It's so
That's it.
true.
You know.
I mean, that is the perfect.
He doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah. Get over it is right. Exactly.
Don't talk to him anymore. And also, I feel like self-esteem is really important in this because
Very.
the lower your self-esteem is, the more red flags you're going to accept.
Yes.
And if you choose to not accept certain red flags, I'm not saying being like nitpicky and like annoying, but I'm talking about red flags. Like say I don't drink, so I don't want to go out with someone who drinks.
Okay.
I go on a date with some guy, he's super hot, but he gets wasted. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. He's so hot. And then, it's not going to work out between us ultimately.
No.
So it's like, just see the red flag and stop decorating your house with it. Just
Yeah.
just let it go.
Like, he's fun for this night, but this isn't going to work.
Right. But there's no reason. You're wasting your time. You're wasting his time.
Exactly.
You're hurting your own feelings.
Yeah.
Because eventually
like
it's not going
that.
to work out. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that.
I mean, I'm great at giving advice.
How are you at taking it?
Not great. I listen. I'm a good listener. I think
Yeah.
that anyone could say almost anything to me as far as like my friends when they give me advice, when they tell me about myself, I can listen to it.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I take my own advice sometimes.
Because you give out very, very good advice. But sometimes have you found those matchmakers? Have you noticed
They're single.
They're usually single.
They're single.
They're always single.
Yeah. Yeah, because they know. They know that men are trash.
I have a matchmaker coming on, and she's amazing, and she's
Right.
beautiful, and she's lovely, and I can't wait to talk to her. But her process was difficult because she
Okay.
wouldn't show you the picture.
Right,
She'd
'cause it's not about
sell
that.
you the guy. He's great. He does this. He does this. He does this. I'm like,
Because it's not always about.
I need to see what he looks like.
No. Do you like him or not? Because we're blinded by looks sometimes to try. We try to fit this person into our lives when they just don't fit. Because they have a
Yeah.
pretty face. What is that face going to do? What happens when he gets burnt in a house fire? And then you got to change his diapers.
This is true.
Do you still want to do that?
Yeah, this is true. But
You know?
there's got to be some attraction.
There has to be some attraction, but I always found that I'm attracted to guys that I like.
Well, definitely.
That I like being around. That's what attracts me to someone.
Exactly.
I don't have a type.
When you feel good around that person.
Yeah. It's an energy that's what
Yeah.
attracts me to you. I mean, don't be disgusting.
Right. Yeah. Take a shower.
Take a shower. Don't
wash
smell.
your ass.
Yes. If you could wash your ass, I could
Yeah.
fit you in my life.
Right. Take a shower every day. It's very simple. There's some,
Exactly.
don't eat fast food.
Right,
I
but
don't
you have your own red flags.
Yeah.
See them. When you're on a date, see them.
Oh, I do. I definitely
And that's
do.
it.
Because I got to tell you, I had gone on multiple dates with this guy, and I like him. I do. But the thing is, it's too soon to have that conversation, and I don't know what I totally want yet.
Sure.
But I don't want to be that person that's like, so what
Why?
What are we?
Why?
I
Would
don't
you want to
know.
be
You're right.
Okay, so now we have the conversation, right? You're really into me. I'm some guy that we've been dating.
Maybe it's too soon.
Why?
I don't want to write a check my butt can't cash. What if I say I want to be in a relationship, he says yes, and then I wake up the next day and I'm like, fuck, I'm in a relationship.
Right, I understand that. You have to know what you want.
Yes.
I mean, do you feel like you want to be in a relationship with him?
I feel like I want to give it a couple more dates, but
Yeah.
after that, it's either we're
Don't ever be
together
afraid of-
or we're out.
Okay, so don't ever
Okay.
be afraid of the conversation when you're ready for it.
Yeah, because if it's the wrong person, then it'll naturally.
If he says
just
no,
go.
then you're like, oh,
Thanks.
all right, cool. Yeah. Let's not do this anymore. Thank you.
Right. Thanks for not wasting my
It's
time.
not about you.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just not about you.
So people should when they're ready to have the talk,
Yeah.
they should have the talk. Second date, first date. No, I'm just kidding. That's a little
I mean,
crazy.
whatever you feel. If you
Yeah.
feel on the second date that you want this guy to commit to you, then tell him that. And if he doesn't want to, then now you know.
But do you think that you've scared him off before you've let the
Is that what you
it
wanted?
build?
You needed the commitment on the second date?
If
Then that's what you require. It doesn't matter.
yeah, okay, I like this.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
all about what you want at the end
what
of
you
the
want.
day. And it's not selfish.
Right.
It's
Are you going to feel bad on the third date if you're still not exclusive? Is that going to make you feel bad about yourself? It is.
if
so
you
then
wa-
tell
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Why suffer in silence? I did that when I was first with
love
my
this.
boyfriend. I
Wow.
had to go to my therapist. I was
Okay.
like, I don't know what we are. I need to talk to him about what we are. And she's like, oh, so just ask him. I was like, no, I can't just ask him. And it's like, well, why?
What was your reasoning?
I was like, oh, I'm too scared to say anything. What if he doesn't want to be with me? And then she's like, then he doesn't want to be with you. And I'm like, oh no. You can't con anyone into being with you.
No.
They want to, and you don't want to.
No fucking hell.
Because
no.
at the end of the day, they're going to leave you regardless. So if you can have an open and honest relationship, then yeah. And again, if you don't know if he likes you or not, he doesn't.
Exactly. That is the best meme.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't have to. Because they always say if a guy wants to see you, he just bang the fucking door down.
He just does.
To get to you.
You don't have to make it. You don't have to make it work.
Right.
You don't.
Then why do married couples say that all the time?
Because they've been together for a long time.
To make it work.
That's different. I'm talking about in the beginning. If you're trying to make it work on the third date. I think our third date should be couples counseling. If you're trying to make it work,
you must have a cock of gold,
right? No, you can't. You can't make it work.
I'm putting on hand sanitizer.
I like that.
It's called "I Just Shit in the Woods."
I love that.
I got it after I just.
You know, I've suffered from OCD for so many years, and I have been terrified of flu season. I'm always terrified of germs, and I'm so happy that the rest of the world is catching up with me.
They are. I mean, I've been grabbing this mic.
People
I'm sure they clean it. But
people are saying things like, "Oh, if you sneeze, wash your hands and just sneeze into your elbow." And it's like,
duh.
Yeah, wash your hands before you eat.
Like people did not. No wonder we had so many diseases.
How about this one? If you're sick, you ready? Stay home from work.
Yeah.
What?
I think people were afraid to get fired.
No, that I understand, but also there are certain people that are like, no, I shouldn't be out licking the subway pole if I don't feel well.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
You have to feel great to do that.
It's true. I mean, you've got to. I think people are taking more precaution, even when this virus goes away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the virus goes away, we're all going to be dead, but that's fine.
I just choked you. We're all going to be dead.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're going to be up in heaven and be like, the Black Plague of 2020 took us all out. God, thank you for taking me before the Botox wore off. I look good. Thank you for dying while I look so beautiful.
Do you think that when you die, that's what you look like in heaven forever?
No.
Or do you think it's like your peak?
I think it's when you're your happiest. So if I might not have
physically or
I just think in general. I don't know if I don't know what my happiest is because there's a lot of different times I've been happy, but I don't know what it's going to be like when I'm 38.
Interesting.
It could be the best year of my life. Sure. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I have my first child.
Right.
So I don't know what age I'm going to be.
Because I feel like I peaked at 16. So I feel like when I'm in heaven, I would like to look the way I did when I was 16 minus the bad highlights. And also,
you'll look exactly when you were the happiest, is what I've heard from mediums.
I hope I'm thin for it.
So
I really hope I'm thin, and I hope my eyebrows are okay.
Yeah, but you're gonna be perfect.
Thank you.
This is a shell, dude.
Okay, good.
It's your spirit.
I need a good because, what if I go 8th grade? I plucked almost all my eyebrows off.
Oh,
yeah, like I don't.
Thank God they grew back.
Thank you. I got them tattooed on. They're microbladed.
They look beautiful.
What happens if they're like, oh, your 8th grade graduation was the happiest day of your life, and then poof, I have orange hair and no eyebrows?
You'll be in heaven, so it'll be so amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd be friends with me up there. You'd be like, you need
everybody's friends
to get
with everybody up there.
That sounds like hell. You gotta be friends with everyone?
Do you ever watch the near-death experience videos on YouTube?
No.
Oh my God. If you're ever having a bad day, pop on one of those suckers and you're like, Jesus loves me.
I just want to look good in heaven.
Great.
I just want to look good in heaven.
Oh, watch one of those videos.
And I don't want to have to be friends with everyone. I think that everyone's heaven is different. And my heaven, I'm definitely not friends with everyone.
Well, you'll probably just be in your soul group.
Yeah. I would like to be in the pod just dating some other guys that I can't see.
Like maybe I'll be in your pod group.
Okay.
I'll come float by. And
yeah,
say,
we could be
hear
on
a dick joke?
We could be on a Netflix show in
heaven. Right. Well, we won't need money in heaven. We could just float.
No, but I would still want to be on a reality show.
Yeah. Okay. We'll call it Angels in Disguise.
That's who I am. Write that down.
I know.
Pitch it. We're in heaven.
Angels in Disguise. Exactly. Oh my God, it's so funny. So funny. So let's talk about the one we haven't talked about.
Sure.
You're Only in New York.
Yeah, so Only in New York
Podcast.
is a really cool podcast I started with Hemda from Keith and the Girl.
Okay.
Keith and the Girl is a podcast that's been running for 15 years.
Really?
They have been a podcast before podcasts were called podcasts.
What? So how are they?
It was called
to,
it was called internet radio when they started it.
Do they have a lot of listeners?
They have a ton of listeners.
Wow, I gotta go and meet them.
Isn't that crazy?
I think
15 years ago.
they were like the innovators.
They were totally the innovators. I mean, Mark Maron even says like they kind of introduced him to podcasting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that they're still together.
Well, they're not together as far as they started dating. They were a couple when they started the podcast.
Okay.
And they broke up.
Ooh.
They each got married to someone else. They each got divorced, and now they each are with someone else as well. And they're very best friends, and they are
I love
and
this.
they're coworkers.
So they've
They're business
stayed
partners.
together.
Yes.
The whole time.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool? So
you did a spinoff with her.
right, so it's me and Hemda from Keith and the Girl, and then Andrea Allen, who's their producer, and she also has a podcast called Hot Mess Comedy Hour.
Okay.
So we band together, and we started this podcast Only in New York because it started off, I think, more because they were intrigued by my accent. So Andrea's from Canada.
I don't really hear an accent on you.
Really? Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
say I have a very heavy New York accent. I also would like to believe that I don't have an accent.
No, I don't hear it. When I think of heavy New York accent, I think of like a police officer in
Right.
Staten Island
Ooh,
or
yeah.
Fran Drescher.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
You don't want that.
People
That's
say
a
the way I
real-
say
yeah.
bowls, sauce.
You should say
Bobby.
balls more often.
Right. I say it
Balls.
every
How do you
day.
say coffee?
Coffee.
Say it again.
Coffee.
Okay, a little New York.
Yeah,
actually,
little.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
that's-
coffee.
How-
Coffee. Coffee.
What is it? How do you
Coffee.
coffee?
Coffee.
No, I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
You know what's funny though? It's amazing how I grew up in Denver,
Right.
and there's so many slangs that
Of
I grew up
course.
with versus New York. I was driving with somebody when I went to school on the East Coast for university, and I said, "Oh, right here," and I was like, "Oh, I think we drove past it. Flip a bitch," and they're like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Flip a bitch." I mean, turn
Papa
around.
U-turn?
Papa U-turn was flip a bitch.
Never heard that.
Exactly. Nobody had ever
If you
heard
say that in New York, you're gonna go to jail.
because you can't say the word bitch.
Well, because I mean, it's like flip a bitch.
Hey, flip a bitch up on the
Yeah, it's
left.
like flip a bitch into the trunk. Let's just get out of here, all right?
But Bang-a-Louie was definitely a national.
No.
No, because
No.
I met somebody from New York that said Bang-a-Louie.
Well, they're probably not really from New York. That's the problem with New York
Yeah.
too. No one's really from
We're
here.
all transplants.
I run a show in Astoria,
Okay.
and I always are like, "Hey, who here is from New York City?" No one claps.
I know. We're all
No one
transplants.
claps. I'm like,
You
"This
know,
is
it's-
Ohio."
But everybody is like leaving New York in droves. They're
Where are they
going to
going?
where they're going to where my parents are. My
Yeah,
parents
I
are
could
like,
see
make
that.
it stop.
Well, because everyone wants to smoke pot,
Well, yeah, with that.
and it's
but
also beautiful.
it's gorgeous. It's definitely not the state I grew up in anymore. I grew up in a very pristine, very lovely. I grew up in a red state. It's
Right.
now a blue state.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's totally changed. I go down to the bars and I'm like, when did man buns happen in Denver? Like,
Right.
We had penny loafers and ski vests.
I got to tell you,
What the fuck happened here?
I am a Democrat, but I am not into.
I'm
the
an
man-
independent.
I am not.
Independent.
I am not into that look.
Oh, fuck no.
No,
The
that's
hipster look?
no.
Oh.
It's not for me.
I went to a bar and I go, what happened to
It's not
my
for me. I
state?
like a guy who puts up sheetrock. That's really what it is.
So you like a man.
I do.
So you like a Republican, a hardworking
No, I like more like a blue collar kind of
blue collar.
Yeah,
Okay. Just you do.
yeah. Like
Really?
I like a guy who doesn't even know what's going on.
Oh yeah, you trick them, right?
Yeah, you just like I always said, and I've said this a million times before. I like a guy who, when you look at him,
Yeah.
you just hear a noise, and the noise is like, ooh.
Did you watch Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
It's like
I love it.
What's his fucking name? Mutt.
Yeah,
So hot.
Into
It's
it.
Mutt.
Yeah.
You want a Mutt?
I do. I want a plumber. I want any kind of construction worker, any kind of union worker. Yeah.
What about
I'm
a
into it.
cop?
What's he know how to do though?
I could not date a cop because I couldn't date anyone that owns a gun because guns.
I'm not.
scare me.
Yeah, I'm not into
They
that.
scare the shit.
But
out of
also
me. That's
what-
why I'm an independent.
What is a cop doing in the house? Is he copping in the? You know what I mean? Like he's not.
But well, if that's what you're into,
Like I need
he
my
could tie you
bathroom
up.
redone. Yeah, like that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an electrician. I'm looking for
You're looking
maybe
for a home repair. You're looking for somebody to
guys,
put your shit back
what
together.
I'm trying to say, and the reason I did this podcast is I'm looking for a contractor to do my bathroom, and this is what This is my platform.
I pay him blowjobs and rent. You can live with me. Actually, not blowjobs though. If you're paying the rent, they gotta do muff diving.
Yeah, I just need a new bathroom. I want a bigger bathtub. I want nicer.
So you own your place then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking for a renovation.
Yeah. Well, hey,
that's it.
Anybody that can do a
Yeah,
home
guys,
renovation.
call me. You could hit me up on social media.
What about the boyfriend? Is he gonna participate in the?
I don't think he would care as long as we get a new bathroom.
Yeah, that's true. I like that. Okay, so he would be like, "Yeah, bring it on."
Yeah, whatever you got to do. I don't care. At the end of the day, like we're getting marble floors. I'm into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would he have to put out too?
No.
I feel like
no. I'm gonna let him take a nap.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy with the tile guy.
Yeah. Literally. He's going to be, what is he going to be doing? Laying pipe?
This is what I want.
Don't you love how I had like this accent comes out when I say something dirty? It's so funny. My whole life, everyone's like, where did that accent come? Like when I say something really laying pipe, it's like, where
did you go to college?
I sound like I came out of a trailer. I went to a school called Bentley to study finance.
Where was this?
Outside of Boston.
Oh, okay. So it was very East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I came to New York.
Yeah, here we are.
And people said, coffee? And I said, what? And then I adjusted.
Gotta love it.
Well, this has been amazing.
Yeah.
Please tell everybody where they can find you.
Sure. You could find me on social media, Instagram and Twitter at Trixie Tuzzini, TrixieTuzzini. You could check out my podcast, 90 Day Fiance, Teen Mom Trash Talk. Also, only in New York. It's available everywhere that you listen to your podcasts. And you could check out my upcoming tour dates at TraceyCarnazzo.com.
Well, very cool. You guys, she's very, very funny. Check out her
you.
podcast. This has been amazing.
Thank you so much for having me. This is great. I had a great time.
It. Thank you. And you guys, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Next to Madison. And we'll see you guys next time to find out who's next. Hi, your host, Madison Malloy here. I just wanted to remind you guys to please follow the show on social media at Next to Madison. And if you have any questions or suggestions for the show, or you feel that you would be a great guest on the show and would love to be considered, please feel free to email me at nexttomadison@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms. And I thank you again for listening.